Hello. Yeah,
It
sure.
means when you burp, you say it, and the last one saying it is normally.
It's a higher standard. It meets a higher standard.
So the way I see it is that across.
Just go back here. Now.
07, we're getting fired, Chad. We're getting fired. Oh well.
Oh, so fancy.
That is a nice room. I really like this room.
I will let
Oh,
y'all
goodness.
get introductions out of the way. I'm going to sort of just like some clarifications.
Wonderful. Howdy, sir. Nice to meet you. Deputy Chief Leanne Cassidy.
Pleasure to meet you, Deputy Chief Judge Talon Vance.
Good to meet you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I just wanted
How can I
to
help?
schedule this meeting because I unfortunately didn't catch the ruling at the end, but I just heard about it secondhand. And there's some things I'm not entirely understanding, so I wanted to get the full ruling before making any judgments.
All right. I have put the full ruling up there. I can read it off to you again, just so that.
Wonderful.
Okay, let me just go find it.
Let me find it.
Because I do like meticulously noting down things, just so that there's no confusion later on. I don't want people misrepresenting what I said. What was the doc? Number 28 or something. State meeting. Civil. It's docket number 28.
I'm currently reading it now, sir. And what were the administrative failures? I'm sorry.
The administrative failures came down to after a warrant was approved and signed off. They didn't even tell me who signed it off, and then acted upon. CID proceeded to change the charges relating to this warrant. Only after they had arrested Miss Love did they see that charges were amended after the fact, and then proceeded to, after holding her briefly in the department, release her. And then promptly arrest her again once the ruling was made.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is gonna be more of a simple, and again, it's just for my common sense brain. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was ruled in favor. I don't know the case. I wasn't here. There was a fucker going up north. It was ruled in favor of Miss Love in the amount of 8,000.
Correct. They had asked for 15.
So can I ask really quick? Can I ask how that amount was come to? Because one thing I do want to make sure is, that we're taking into account that people are itemizing and ensuring that there is active viability behind a monetary claim. So why 8,000? I'm just curious. What was the actual to her quote unquote anguish?
Yeah, let me just pull up my notes before I speak out my ass. Let me find the notes, and then I can give you exactly why I went to that amount. All right, I have it written down. Luckily, I can put it in the verdict as well, just to clarify for the future, if need be.
Yeah, itemizations would be good, but what's
All
the
right.
itemization? What's the breakdown?
All right, itemization was I'd awarded initially. I looked at the amount they were asking. 15K was way too much in our current economy. I
It
just
was 8,000. With respect.
Yeah.
But also I want to because again I want to know applicably how are
no
we
no no. I'm
determining the
getting there.
8,000?
I'm 5,000 was specifically awarded to the loss of liberty. No, the unnecessary detention caused by the administrative failure. 2,000 was inconvenience, stress, disruption, associated with surrendering. Basically, the emotional side of it, and then 1,000 was to reflect the seriousness of um, the incident itself.
So okay, and this is just one thing because I know that this was probably common prior, and this is not me saying that you did anything wrong. This is just me looking forward. Right?
I'll be perfectly honest. My main profession, or what I practiced predominantly, was criminal. So how
Okay, that's fine.
yeah,
That's
what
fine.
it was divided up in the
I,
past.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
I'm gonna be very unpopular with the answers that I am about to give, but I'm gonna say why I give these answers. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Honesty is key.
I am a fucking pitbull when it comes to giving monetary for anything emotional. There has to be subjugation there as far as did the person go to therapy? Did this person seem out of their sorts that actually cause impending damages that are going to include having to go to ongoing therapy or anxiety that's going to be inducing to where they can't complete their job? Just the fact, and again, uh, that she had to wait and maybe had a sad face because she can't go do what she wants to do. I'm not saying that's what's your thought process, but I'm saying when we look at the monetary numbers broken down, not really enough. I am not a big person on, if you don't have a good itemization as to why punitive damages or the emotional stress that gets on there, I kind of like chill that the fuck out because your tears don't deserve dollars all the time. So that's just one thing in the future that we will rework because I wouldn't have awarded any money for that. When I look at the
That's good.
actual her being detained, I'm going to look at time. What was lost? Was there any wages lost? Was there anything that could have been impeding that she would have actually been doing with her time that would have added to her monetarily that she was withheld from? That's kind of where like my common sense decisioning is going to come down to with that. Does that make sense?
No, it makes 100% sense. They never went for wages though, because they never asked for wages to be compensated for wages. I never went. Yeah, I know. Look, even in that verdict, I told Suarez he was an idiot for speedrunning this to court. He could have had a better case. I can't tell him how he would have had a better case, but if he had just waited.
Lesson there that would have told them is listen, you don't have a proper itemization of any wages lost, you don't have any cost that's impending to the individual. What I am going to give to them right now is I'm going to give them the average cost of living, which would be about $500 per hour. You're getting $1,000. Bam, boom, done. Because sometimes you got to teach them. You got to slap them on the ass, get them a little bit red, and get them on their way.
I don't personally want to say anything further. I just wanted to get the details of the case, but the LSPD will be filing an appeal on this case for several reasons that will be cited in a courtroom. I just need to talk to my prosecutors and our lawyers and get them on it. But as sooner the better, I do believe, because the other hitch on this, Mr. Vance, is I was told by my captain that you were made quite aware that the LSPD currently does not have a budget to spend.
Yeah,
Is
but
that correct?
I have no control over your budget.
I understand that, sir, but
that can't
our
affect
budget
the
directly
ruling
lies
in any
under
way.
mayoral elections. In 48 hours to come up with that money when most of my officers can barely break $5,000 between the cost of living, police gear, police repairs, which by the way are 500, 650. We probably repair our cars more than any other person in this city. And that scope lies on the officers directly. So it's rough. I think there's a miscommunication that we can bridge a gap of understanding, hopefully in the future. But you can understand my officers' frustrations. 48 hours is quite a short time in this economy for $8,000.
So,
I
well,
would say in civils, and we'll get this disseminated out. We know that we do have an infrastructure that's a little bit waning right now as far as wages being able to be gained. We also have a fucking little clock system going on right now for those of our government officials. As you know, I keep getting fucking clocked out. I think that we have to at least give at this time, whenever we're ordering these things, and I'm not saying right or wrong amount or whatever. I'm giving some coaching there prior, but I would say that 14 days needs to be a reasonable ruling to where, again, there can be entry as well for appeals.
I mean, they can still file for the appeal or just motion for it to be extended. I never said they couldn't do that.
No, I understand. I understand. This is just coaching for.
No, I'm also just when I made the ruling, the only reason I gave 48 hours is I felt that that would be more than sufficient. That if they wanted to appeal, if they wanted to extend it, they would have more than enough time to just put that in there. It's simply a matter of just putting it in there, the appeal itself, and that would put a pause to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know, like she said, she's going to speak to her attorney. We don't need to speak anymore because we don't want any confliction on any side. But yeah, as far as, and like with you saying that you don't do civil, I completely understand there. But and again, it's going to be put,
I apologize.
You're totally fine. It's a bop.
It really
It is a beat. It is a beat.
But no, well, and we're going to be putting on legislation of just exactly how that civilly is going to change, because we don't want, and this, again, I'm not saying this towards you. I'm saying that these are bad habits that we see, that I have seen in many a DOJ that I have assisted in setting up. We tend to see totality of amount with actually having any actually correlation to what is being rewarded and why. And so people just come in for a cash grab, and we do not want to encourage that. We'll go from there. It's a learning. We'll talk about it. We'll see just exactly what that appeal brings forward, and then we move on. Okay?
Of course. All I'm
good.
asking for is a little bit more understanding and grace for a little bit.
No, absolutely. And we'll get that disseminated out. I'll make it on my priority today to discuss civils, and as we were looking at that with payout amounts and timelines and everything else that way. So Van, similar to you, like where your experiences in criminal, you'll have that as a reference as well.
Of course. Thank you so much. And when would we be able to schedule an appeal?
Immediately.
Yep. Just have your attorney file for it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Which store is it?
Anyone is fine, really.
Yeah, I believe so. They're doing the rest of that stuff.
I have to be
Oh my.
Okay.
I feel
It
denied.
is, I'd have to say, fabulous to watch someone with such a clear passion for what they do articulate and speak. It's a wonder, and I think that you will do quite well within the DOJ here.
I appreciate that. My main thing is I just want to make it better for everybody. We don't all fucking die when we come to court.
That is an admirable goal, to be sure.
DC, I tried.
Thank you.
I tried my hardest.
Well, we got to talk about a couple things, kind of.
If you
Me?
need anything, just let me know.
Yeah, well, they proving a point, not me. Cat, I'm not gonna give comment.